morning, students. So, yesterday we discussed some interesting questions from circular seating. So, this is the third day I think, and yesterday we could not able to have any messages. I just could not have any interaction with you, and probably today we will definitely have interaction. Yesterday I wanted to complete some questions. That is the reason I just suspended the interaction. And I believe that you are able to understand how to handle the questions if it has had any kind of confusion. I think you understand, isn't it? So, students, first of all, let me be very fair enough to you. Good morning, all of you, my dear students. So, I think that it is, I could say that you are able to get the point, right? Good morning, students, and it's very interactive, and yes, that's very good. So, students, first of all, I just want to tell you that. So, when the topic becomes a little complicated, if the topic becomes a little lengthy, so what is our procedure and how to handle the question is all important. I tell you, my dear students, as long as the questions are simple, there may not be very big issue, but when the questions become a little complicated, it makes all the difference. That is the reason why you can ask me, sir, what should be the process, how to practice and how to handle this kind of questions. I can only tell you one thing, my dear students. I can only tell you one thing. Whenever you wish to handle this kind of questions, the only solution is one should be very strong at the basics. Which means, given a question, how to handle and how to approach is all important. So, probably, so yesterday we discussed further questions as well, just not only basics but also if there is any little complication, we understood how to handle this question. Today, you please let me know if you are comfortable or not. If you are comfortable, then we move on to the next level. If you are not comfortable, then we come back to the basics and again we discuss. It is up to you, students, that you have to tell me that. Okay, I just display the questions on the board. You please tell me whether you find any difficulty in handling the question. Here we go. Question number 2 to 3. Please look at the question. This already we discussed yesterday, and did you find any difficulty, students? Shall we discuss this question again? Please tell me. Just look at the board. Please tell me, students, shall we discuss this question? Tell me what is your point, yes or no? Question is on the table board. You please look at the question and you tell me whether you need to discuss this question again. Student, I am waiting for your response. Yes or no? No? So, people say no. So, many of you say no, because I could see that many of you are able to get the point right. Very few people say yes. Many of you say no. So, which means to say that we are going very strong. So, I think there is no need to discuss this question again. Question number 3. Come on, student, here we go. Question number 3. Maybe question is a little lengthy for sure, but even if it is a little lengthy, it's not a very big issue, man. Even if it is a little lengthy, it's not a very big issue. We can still handle this question with command if you are comfortable in handling this kind of questions. Student, I think, okay, we discuss once again so that there won't be any confusion for you. Now, please look at the question. Look at this question, and how to handle this question is all important. We are discussing about 8 people, therefore, we take 8 positions like this. The best part of handling this kind of questions is, here is the algorithm. Let me tell you step by step. Let me tell you how to handle this kind of questions. First, you see that. What is the first condition, my dear students? T is sitting third to the right of P. T is third right of P. What I am doing, I am just noting down all the information given so that I can have a clarity, and then I approach whatever the way I wish. Then again, W is sitting second to the right of S. W is sitting second right of S. You see? And then SC is not an immediate neighbor of P. SC is not an immediate neighbor of P. SC is not an immediate neighbor of T. Got it? U and Q are immediate neighbors. U and Q must be sitting like this. Then Q is not an immediate neighbor of P. Q is not an immediate neighbor of P. Again, you better cancel this. Then V is not an immediate neighbor of W. V is not an immediate neighbor of W. Student, examiner wish to confuse you, that is the top priority of the examiner. But as a student, we have to come out of that confusion and we should be able to create a platform of our own. You see, confusion is always there, my dear students. Confusion is always there. There has to be confusion, man. There should be confusion. If there is no confusion, then what is the significance of giving this topic? Tell me. If there is no confusion, what is the significance of giving this topic? The significance of the topic is only to confuse the student. That is the point. Therefore, what I am going to do, I am going to start with this information. You can ask me, sir, why you are starting with that? I can tell you that. If you fix yes, W is second to the right of yes. You can ask me, sir, why you start that? Just look at that. Once you start that, we can find the link over here. See, S and P are not together, S and T are not together. These two places cannot be given for S and T. Get it? Look at T. T cannot be here, cannot be here. T cannot be taken here because this is already S. T cannot be taken here because P cannot be taken here. I think you understand. T cannot be taken here. Students, did you understand? I am talking about T. T for Telangana. T not here, not here, not here because this is already S. T not here because P cannot be put here. T not here. This is only chance for T. You understand that? You understand that? So, T is third to the right of P. You see that? T is third to the right of P. I hope you understand what I am doing you. Yeah. Then, what is the next information I am handling with? Q and U should be together. These two places are only vacant for Q and U. But we already know that Q and P are not together. Therefore, Q should be taken here, U should be taken here. And what is the further information? V and W are not together, therefore V should be taken here and this is given to R. Student, I don't believe in discussing too many questions. I don't believe in discussing too many questions. I only believe in discussing the questions in detail. If we discuss the question with lot of details, we can handle any of the question that is given in the examination. Expertise, experience are two important points. I want to tell you that. Experience you can get by doing many questions. More practice, more practice. I don't believe in more practice. I don't believe in more practice. Practice with perfection is very important. What is the purpose of doing same question number of times? That is not the purpose, but we have to learn the process. Expertise is all important. It is not experience, my dear students. What is important is expertise. That is the reason why I am not taking lot of questions, but I am trying to explain you. Ready? I think now we can go ahead with more details. Here we go. Please look at the question. Next question, my dear students. Yeah, I think maybe this particular question you might have some difficulty for sure. What man? Just look at the question. Come on, just look at the question. Try to try to remember this question. Yesterday we discussed the same. If you find any difficulty, we discuss right now. Tell me, students, are you comfortable with this particular question? Tell me, students. Tell me. Are you comfortable with this kind of question? Yes or no? Yeah, student, we discuss. If you find any difficulty, we definitely come back. Student, please look at the question. Look at this question. Yesterday we discussed this. Do you think we need to discuss this question again? Please, come on, tell me. If you think yes, we discuss, otherwise we skip to the next question. Somebody says yes, somebody says no. Yes. People say yes. Of course, no also, but people asking me to explain this question again. No problem, student, we discuss, no problem. Once if you could able to discuss with perfection, there won't be any confusion. Student, just try to understand, don't look at the question But you have to understand the approach that is very, very important, my dear students. Approach of the question is very, very important. It is not the question, it is not the answer you need to look. You have to look at the approach I am adopting. Because of my experience, I am getting all this. You the people can easily get in 1 or 2 days. It's not a very big issue, man. Whatever the questions we are discussing is not something like any Newton formula or Einstein formula. Anybody can get once you have the right approach. Okay. So what is all important is the right approach. Here we go. Come on student, we are discussing about 8 people. You know that 8 people. Here in this question, not just the seating arrangements, but also the country they represent. Just see how I am actually approaching the question. You please understand that. Here we go. A, who represents Germany sits third to the left of E. I can fix E. You know that I can fix E. Then what I get? A, who represents Germany sits third to the left of E. Like this. I just explain half of the question, the remaining you can do, because if I could able to explain you the beginning basics, right, you can carry on with the next one. That is the process, you know. Then the next one. The one who is from India sits on immediate right of A. I don't know the person, but I know that he is from India. Isn't it? Now look at the next one. D, who is from Holland sits second to the right of B. D, second right of B. Remember, D is from Holland. So what I understood is, D, the placement of D absolutely depends on B only. But B is not an immediate neighbor of E. Therefore, B cannot be taken here. B cannot be taken here. Are you getting it right, my dear students? Then again, ready? B cannot be taken here because this is already A. B cannot be taken here because D cannot be put here. Tell me, B cancel. Therefore, the only chance for B is this. And hence, this is D and he is from Holland. Approach, plan, execution are all important in handling this kind of questions. You understand that? Not very big issue, my dear students. We can easily handle this kind of questions. I find that you people are able to answer the questions, but you require some more perfection for sure. We will do it, no problem, we will do it. Come on student, we complete the remaining question. Then, C, who is from Spain sits exactly in the middle of people representing US and India. See, India. Therefore, E must be from US. And between C, remember C must represent Spain. I think you understand that. Then, how many places we have to fill? 1, 2, 3 places only, my dear students. And we are able to fill that information. Just look at the question. G, the representative from France sits second to the left of H. H and G. There is no other place available. You might understand that. F represents France, H represents Thailand. I hope you understand, my dear student. Get the point? Shall I move on to the next question? What do you say, my dear students? Are you comfortable? Shall we go to the next level of the question? Student, yeah, please respond. Are you comfortable with this? If you are comfortable, then we can move on to the next question. Otherwise, we have to discuss once again. What do you say? Yes or no? Please tell me. Please respond yes or no. Are you comfortable or not? Yes? Okay, so people say yes. Yes, student, I could see that you are responding and you say yes. Therefore, I think we can move on to the next question. Please look at the next one. Of course, this question also depends on the same logic. Yeah, please students, please look at question number 68. After completion of this question, we move on to the next level. Now, this is going to be the final question. If you want me to explain this question, please tell me. You please do this question again, because yesterday only we did it. Please once again do it. Come on student, please have paper and pen and then start doing this. Come on, yeah. Do this question again. Let me see whether you are able to repeat the same question or not. Yeah, it seems that you are doing very well. Student, a question is displayed on the board. A question is displayed on the board. Please answer the question. Yes. Many of you say yes, which mean to say that you are going very strong, very comfortable. Come on, student, please go ahead. Please answer this question. Come on, student, come on. I am giving some time to you. Please answer this question. The problem is, it is given that more than 10 people are seated in a circle. The problem is, we don't know how many people. It is only that more than 10. More than 10 means it can be 11, 12, whatever it is. Therefore, I am just waiting to see how we can easily handle this question. Come on, student. Now, what is the first information? B is third to the left of C. B is third to the left of C. You fix the position of C. B is third left. 1, 2, 3. Who is this? B. B is third to the left of C. Okay, next information. Two persons are sitting between D and B. Two persons are sitting between D and B. Student, after just having that particular two informations, just look at this particular information. A does not sit second to the right of B. A does not sit second to the right of B. This place cannot be given to A. You can ask me, sir, why you are straight away coming to the data? That is what I call is expertise. We must be able to find the correct link. The correlation is all important in reasoning, my dear students. Okay. Now, then A sits immediate right of E. A sits immediate right of E. You can ask me, sir, why you are writing down that information over there? Because at the moment I don't know where is A and where is E. Therefore, I just write down the information over there. Next. One person sits between C and E. One person is sitting between C and E. There is a confusion. It is only given that one person this way or that way. There are chances. One person, E or E. How many chances do we have? Two chances. But if we take E here, A should be taken there. See. A is immediate right of E. If you take E, we will be forced to take A there. But A should not be taken here. Therefore, A should be taken here. And immediate right of E, there is A. I hope you understand. Tell me, students, how many places we get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But it should be more than 10. So, how many more we are going to confirm that? Less than 2 persons are sitting between D and A. Between D and A, there must be less than 2 persons. Less than 2 means only 1. Less than 2, which means only 1. You can ask me, sir, 0, no? 0, it should be more than 10. There must be 1 person. Therefore, how many persons are there sitting in the circular arrangement? Now we come to know that they are 11 people. Student, I think we are getting it right, man. We are getting it right. Are you comfortable? Very good. Yeah. I could see that you are responding very well. I could see that yes, you are getting the point right. Yesterday maybe you find little difficulty, but today yes, we got everything right. Student, now please concentrate. Now here we go. Please look at the question. I just want to give you one important point. Please look at that. So after having completing the basics, now this is the time that we have to go to the next level. First of all, you must remember one thing, my dear students. the topic we are actually discussing for a long time never comes under subject. We should not call this as a subject. We call this as skill. You understand that? So by doing this kind of questions, what examiner can examine from a student? What examiner can understand the ability of the student? It is not the subject expertise, but it is the approach. It is the sense, it is the common sense, it is the application of his common sense is actually being tested. That is the reason why this topic is considered to be one of the most sought out topic for any competitive examinations. Therefore, there is every chance for having the twist in the question. Now I am just going to give you a wonderful twist in the question. Student, are you ready? Here we go. Now actually students, first of all let me explain you. Please look at this question. So when we are actually discussing circular setting, so you know that circular setting people should be taken like this. For example, if there are 6 people should be taken over here. Student, did you understand that? A, and if B is seated here, we call him as B is first left of A, isn't it? B is said to be immediate left of A. B is immediate left of A, otherwise simply left of A. This is what we take. And if you look at C here, then we say that C is second left of A, isn't it? So far, for the last 2 days, we come to know that anything in clockwise direction is said to be left, isn't it? And anything in anti-clockwise direction is said to be right. This is the practice we are having. You just imagine you the family people, you the members of family, let us assume that your family members happen to sit in a table, dining table, you are just sitting like this. So when you are sitting in a dining table, obviously you will be looking at the dishes only, no? Is it not that? Because you will be focusing on the center of the table only. I think, is it not, my dear students? When you are sitting for a dinner, obviously what you look, you will be focusing on the dishes. What chicken and how many pieces are there, and you are looking for boneless piece, isn't it? So many pieces you are looking for that. So when you are looking at the dining table, students, you just see this is left, your left. You see clock, this is the moment of the clock, you know. So clockwise direction is said to be left, and anti-clockwise direction is said to be right, isn't it? So this is the very basics of the circular setting, and you also get the point. Now student, please listen to me. Listen to me, my dear students. Listen to me, please focus. Now we are going to discuss some more concept, some different issue. Please look at that. For example, 6 people are seated in a circle, and 6 people are seated in a circle. Let me imagine that 6 people are seated in a circle. 6 children, they are ready for the dining. Listen to me, please listen to me. They are ready for the dining. They found not very interesting items on the table. Not very interesting items on the table. Then what they do? They simply turn outside the circle. Now this is what we are about to do. If the people are said to be facing outside the circle, now this is important. Please put the subheading outside the circle. Please put the subheading outside the circle. If the people are facing outside the circle, tell me what difference does it make, you know? The difference is, here it is A. This is going to be left of A. Then what we say? My dear students, B is left of A. And if C is over here, then how do you say? C is, come on students, C is second left of A. This is absolutely quite opposite the directions we have been doing for the last 2 days. You can ask me, sir, why the examiner is so sadist and why does he give all this information? Yes, it is to confuse the student. Only in confusion, you must be able to perform. Student actually as everything is going fine. What is our specialty, man? Is everything is fine, then what is our specialty? Our specialty comes to play when there is any confusion, isn't it? Our specialty comes to play when there is any site of confusion. Now we are going to discuss the next step of circular setting outside the circle. Okay, student? Now please put the subheading outside the circle. If the people are facing outside the circle, what difference does it come? There are two important concepts I want to tell you. Number one, clockwise direction is said to be right. Clockwise direction is said to be right. Anti-clockwise direction is said to be left. Anti-clockwise direction is said to be left. This is quite opposite to the one when they are facing to the center. When they are facing to the center, you know how to handle. Now we are discussing the situation when the people facing outside the circle, then what should be the process? Come on student, we discuss some beautiful questions basing on this logic. Here we go. All the questions, student, you see that all the questions are basing on facing to the center. Now we are moving to facing outside the center. If that is the case, then how to handle is all important. Yes, students. Now please look at question number . Yeah, question number 9 to 10. Please, students. Now please concentrate. Now here we are going to discuss some interesting concept when the people are facing outside the center. Here we go. There are 8 peers. Peers means P-E-E-R-S, peers. Peers means having the same age group. Probably you the people maybe almost all of you are said to be peers because you are all having the same age group, isn't it? Sitting around a circular table facing outside the center. This is very interesting. With a simple miss in reading the data, that may land you in trouble. You understand that? With a simple mistake, with a simple miss of any data. That is the reason this topic is so crucial. You understand that? Come on student, what we understood if they are facing outside? So if the people are facing outside, I just want to write down here, clockwise direction is said to be right and anti-clockwise direction is said to be left. Ready students? Now we focus one by one, we discuss. Ready? Now we are discussing about 8 people. Now here we go. We are discussing about 8 people. We read the data seriously and let us try to come to a conclusion. Come on, here we go. A is sitting second to the right of F. The position of A depends on F. Therefore, obviously, we fix the position of F. Tell me students, A is sitting second to the right of F. A is sitting second to the right, clockwise direction. A is sitting second to the right of F. Come on. Who is an immediate neighbor of D? Who means F. F is an immediate neighbor of D. Come on. Oh, this is a very interesting point. If F is immediate neighbor of D, there are 2 chances for D. That is this and this. You can ask me, sir, if this is the case, then what we do? There are 2 procedures. One is take a chance. First, we take a chance. We have an option. If we have an option of taking 2 chances. Do D there. Let me take D here. Is it given D should be taken there? No, it is only given they are neighbors. I am taking only for a chance. If that is going to be wrong, obviously D should be taken down. So second chance is already there. I am moving on, taking a chance, my dear students. Let me take a chance and proceed. Let us see what happens. Now tell, what is the next information? Then, B and E are immediate neighbors of each other. B and E are immediate neighbors of each other. See, B and E are immediate neighbors of each other. But E cannot sit adjacent to A or D. Tell me, student. E, not here, not here, not here. Which means these two places, either of these two places should be given to E. Not a neighbor of D, not a neighbor of A, not a neighbor of A. Therefore, E can be given either of these two places. But man, you must come out of your confusion. This is the time that we should, we have to make it. Then what is the next information? Yeah, there are only two people sitting between F and C. There are only two people sitting between F and C. There are only two people sitting between F and C. Oh my God, C. What do you think? C. There are only two people sitting between F and C. C. How many chances for C? Two chances. What we do? We just put it in bracket. Which mean to say that C can be given this place or this place. See how examiner is trying to confuse you. Please wait, no problem, we come to an end. H and D are sitting together. H and D are sitting together. H and D are sitting together. Therefore, this is given to H. There is only chance. Then, A is sitting second to the left of B. Yeah, I get it. A is sitting second to the left of B. What man? Therefore, this must be given to B because A is sitting second to the left of B. You remember these two places are actually put aside for E. Therefore, this you can give for E. And now, therefore, this is given for C. Tell me, anybody left? Tell me, man, who is left actually? A, B, C, D, E, F, and of course, we left with G. Therefore, this is given to G. Yeah. What is the position of B with respect to H? What is the position of B with respect to H? Therefore, your answer is second left. I am pretty sure that you, the people, are not able to get my point right. Yeah, I understand that. I really understand. Students, yeah, examiner actually want to confuse you for sure. What man? Yeah. Now please look at that. Let us come out of the mistake and we discuss one more time. Here we go. Student, we discuss the same question again, but with a different logic. So first you must understand that once it is given that people are facing outside, the condition is clockwise direction is said to be left. You should always remember that. Anti-clockwise direction is said to be right. Is it right? Come on, this is wrong. Because outside. This is for center. Then outside. If it is outside, then how we take? Absolutely opposite. If the people are facing outside the center, come on, tell me, what do you think? Clockwise direction is taken right. Anti-clockwise direction is taken left. Ready? Now please start. Here we go. Come on, student. Now I just want to explain you this question with a different example. Please come to the point. Point number 1. A is sitting second to the right of F. You fix the position of F. A is sitting second to the right, therefore A is taken here. Tell me, who is an immediate neighbor of D? Student, that is the point. Who is an immediate neighbor of D? Yeah. Do you remember what we did in the first case? Yeah, you remember that D is taken here. My question, why D cannot be taken here? You take here, let us say what happens. You take there, let us say what happens. Now you have to look at the data thoroughly to make sure what is the mistake you have committed. Student, if you just put over there, just look at that. H and D are sitting together. This particular condition is thoroughly defeating. If you take D here, H and D are sitting together. This particular condition is thoroughly defeating. I hope you understand, my dear students. So that is what I call is a skill. You have to look the data seriously and get the conclusion. That is the beauty of the topic. You understand that. Therefore, what we took is absolutely wrong. Therefore, D you take there only. Okay. Then H and D are sitting together. Therefore, H is taken here. Come on. What is the next information? D and E are immediate neighbors, which means B and E should be taken like this. Together. I don't know. Therefore, I put aside. Next one. E is not an E cannot sit adjacent to A or D. Of course, not D, that is for sure. Which means E cannot be taken here. Therefore, E can be taken in these two places. What man? Not here. These two places. For what? For E. Next. Then what is the next information? There are two people sitting between F and C. There are two people sitting between F and C. How many chances? Two chances. F and C, two chances. F and C, chance number 1. F and C, chance number 2. Look at the last data. What is that? A is second to the left of B. Therefore, A is second to the left of B. You remember these two places should be given to E. Therefore, this is E. Therefore, F and C, two people. And whatever the position remaining should be given for G. What man? Are we comfortable? Immediately we should able to shift our brain outside, quite opposite to center. This is why the topic is so important in every competitive examination. Student, are we clear, man? What do you think, my dear student? Yeah, second left. Student, you please respond, are we clear or not? Please respond. Are we clear or not? Please respond. If you think yes, then I will be going to the next question. Otherwise, I have to give you some more examples. Student, please respond. Are we clear? Yes or no? Are we clear or not? Yes or no? Yes. What about the other? Yes or no? Please respond. Yes. People say yes. So which mean that we are going very strong. Yeah, very good, students. You said yes. So with this input I can go to the next question with more confidence. Yeah. Student, anybody say no? Very few people say no. If you say no, tell me what is the complication you are facing. But 90% of the people say yes. Therefore, no problem, student. I think we can move on to the next question. This time I give you some more clarity in this particular question. Here we go. Come on, student. Question number 9 to 10, yes, of course, basing on the same data. Now, this is a real challenge. Come on, student, this is a real challenge. Question number 11 to 13. Just focus. 8 people A, B, A to H are sitting around a circular table. A and B are facing towards the center while other 6 persons are facing opposite to the center. Wonderful. This is a wonderful question. You see how complicated the questions can be. You understand why the topic is so popular in competitive examinations because of this reason. All the people are not facing either center or outside. Some people are facing to the center, some people outside the center. See, beauty of the question. Now here we need to focus more. Students, before I start the topic, I just want to give you very important points. There are two important positions. One is center facing, second one is outer facing. You please write down center facing, outside facing. Clockwise direction is taken as left, outer facing people this is right. Anti-clockwise direction, this is actually taken right, and for this it is left. You see, we are handling one interesting point, we are discussing two important things. Some people are facing to the center, some people are facing outside the center. If these informations are given in one particular question, this is a real challenge. What man? This is a real challenge. Come on, focus. Come on student, please focus. Maybe you will be able to handle this question. Yeah. Student, if anybody said no, probably you will be getting the clarity with this question for sure. If anybody says no, no problem, with this question you are going to get the clarity. Come on, here we go. Come on student. Now what is the question? A is sitting second to the right of H. You fix the position of H. You fix the position of H. What is the significance of taking like this? Which means H is facing outside the center. H is facing outside the center. H doesn't like the dishes. He faces outside the center. Out of the 8 people, only 2 people A and D like the dishes. Therefore, they are facing to the table. All the remaining 6 people are facing outside the center, which means they don't like the dishes. Therefore, this is the significance of not liking the dishes. Tell me. A is sitting second to the right of H. A is sitting second to the right of H. Okay. We know very well A is facing to the center. It is given no? Facing center, outside center. What is the next information? B sits third to the left of A. B sits third to the left of A. B sits third to the left of A. This is the left of A. Left is in clockwise direction. Reason, center facing. Except A and B, all the remaining 6 people are facing outside the circle. This is already clear to us. Except A and B, all the 6 people, including H, facing outside. Facing outside I have taken like this, facing center I have taken like this, only to let you know facing, which direction they are facing. See how complicated this question is, man. That is the reason this is a beautiful concept. Look at the next one. Then, what is the next information? D sits second to the right of G. D second right of, okay. G is immediate neighbor of neither B nor A. Okay. G, not here, not here, not a neighbor of A, not a neighbor of B. This is only chance for G. Not neighbor of B, not a neighbor of B, not a neighbor of A, not a neighbor of A. Now, D is second right of G. Second right. Okay. The next one. Next information. E and F are immediate neighbors and are facing outside. No need to give facing outside because we know that only A and B are facing center, every other is facing outside only. So what is the special information do we have? The information is E and F are sitting together. Students, only 2 places are vacant for E and F. Therefore, these 2 places must be occupied by E and F. Anyone left? Anybody? A, B, C, yeah, C is left. Therefore, this is given to C. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. So, we have completed the data for sure, but still one confusion is there, that is we do not know where E and F should be taken. It is only given they are sitting together, but we are not given in what way they should be sitting. We get two chances, EF or EFE. Okay? Tell me what is the question. What is the position of C with respect to D? Student, what is the position of C with respect to D? Come on, get me answer. Come on, get me answer. Please answer this question. What is the position of C with respect to D? Come on, student, get me answer. Tell me. What is your answer for that question? Tell me. Very good. Anybody else says I already get answer from someone? Come on, student, what is your answer for this question? Tell me, respond. Come on, man, come on, yes. Very good. Yes or no? If you are comfortable, you please tell me what is your answer for that question. What is the position of C with respect to D? What is your answer? Very good, excellent. Yeah, I am very much impressed, student. You are getting the question right. The position of C with respect to D is third to the left. Therefore, your answer is third left. Wonderful. Student, I think we are getting it right. See how complicated the question can be. You see that? This is the beauty of the question. In one particular data, you are given center facing as well as outer facing. Why? What examiner is expecting you to get confused. You the people should land in confusion, and with that you make mistake. But we are not kids. We are intelligent enough. We come out of that. You understand that? This is the beauty of the topic. Yes, students. I think we are going in the right direction. I hope yes, we could able to get the point right. I could see from your response that many of you are definitely getting it right. Wonderful students. Yeah. Students, even the questions can be even more complicated. Questions can be even more complicated. Then what we do and how to do, this is the biggest issue. Okay. Student, then we take a break for 5 minutes. We'll come back and we discuss some more beautiful questions based on the same logic. Take a break, my students. Students, I think we are going fine. What is your comment? Are we going in the right direction, man? Yeah, it seems that yes, we are going in the right direction. So there won't be any problem. I think we can move on to the next one. But before we go on to the next question, I want to make sure you please try to understand, as far as our circular setting is concerned, there are two important points. One is center facing. Actually, this is our routine. Center facing is very much routine. Unless otherwise given, we can take the people are facing to the center only. You understand that? You remember in seating arrangement, by default we take the people facing to the north, just like that, facing to the center only. And if the people are facing to the center, for your kind information, clockwise direction is supposed to be left, and if the people are facing outside, the center, we take the same right. Clockwise direction is taken right. You understand, my dear students? So this is one important point you must always remember. Right and left, this is all very important. So I think we can move ahead because you people seem to be very comfortable. And anti-clockwise direction, which is otherwise taken right, in this case we take it as left. Yeah, examiner want to see the students getting into confusion. That is the prime expectation and what is the prime duty of an examiner. You see, usually we take center facing only, but sometimes it is given outer facing. If that is the case, then how to handle this question? We are actually discussing that. Student, yeah, we discuss already all the questions and we move on to the next one. My intention is not to teach too many questions, my dear student. My intention is only to teach limited number of questions with more clarity, because clarity is all important in our life. You understand this? Now this is about 11 to 13. Yeah. Students, this is about 11 to 13. You please answer question number 11 to 13 again. Come on, student. I am just giving this question to you. 11 to 13. This question you please answer. Question number 13. Already we discussed this question now? Yeah, we already discussed this question. Now we are moving to next question. Here we go. 14 to 16. So this is going to be the last in circular setting, and if you could understand this question correctly, I may say that yes, we are going in the right direction. Please read the question first. Please read the question first. Please read the question first, my dear students. Don't confuse if the question is given with any difficulty, yeah, no problem. It is all in the game. Questions are said to be made confused. Examiner expect you to get into confusion. Read. 8 persons A to H are sitting around a circular table at equidistance but not necessarily in the same order. Some of them are facing center while some of them are facing outside. Oh my God. Oh my God. The problem is, the very interesting question, the very interesting point you must understand over there, some of them are facing the center while some others are facing outside. In earlier question we gave who facing the center and who are facing outside, but in this question, how many people facing the center? Who are facing the center? We are not given. This is a real challenge. When there is a challenge, we should show our integrity, man. This is very interesting. Come on. B is sitting third to the left of H. You fix the position of H. Come on, student. H is facing towards the center. This is very interesting. H is facing towards the center. B is sitting third to the left of H. B is sitting third to the left of H. H is facing to the center. That information he provided, we are making use of that data, and from that we are proceeding to the next one. Here. Next. F is sitting, come on student, F is sitting second to the right of B. Oh my God, second to the right of B. F is sitting second to the right of B. Oh my God. The problem is, we don't know the facing of B. We don't know where B is facing. We don't know where B is facing. Whether B is facing center or outside, we don't know. When any such confusion is there, what I told you, take a chance. Take a chance and just proceed. Because you are still in the learning stage. Student, you are still in the learning stage. Once you get the point right, you can have your own ideas. I am just telling you only for the sake of convenience. After having the command, you can have your own procedure. This is all about the beginning. So my dear students, let me imagine that B is facing to the center. B is facing to the center. Let me suppose that it may be right or may not be right. If it happens to be wrong, we have to get back and take B outside. That is the confusion in the question. So let me suppose B facing the center. Chance, this is the chance. Come on. What is that? F is sitting second to the right of B. F is sitting second to the right of B. Second to the right. Okay. Then E is sitting second left of D. E second left of D. Okay. D is not an immediate neighbor of BH. D is not an immediate neighbor of BH. D is not an immediate neighbor of BH. I think you understand, my dear student. D not here, not here, not here. How many chances are there for D? There are two chances. These two chances we have. So these two chances we have to take D. Not a neighbor of B, not a neighbor of H. Therefore, these are the two chances meant for D. Shall we take one chance? No. We are already in chance. You know what chance we are in? We have taken B center facing. Actually, it is not clear whether it is center or outer. We are still in suspense. So, in between, don't take it another chance. Wait for some time. This is the beauty of the question. You have to wait for some time. Look at the next information. Then, both the immediate neighbor of C face outside. Both the immediate neighbor of the C face outside. Both the immediate neighbor of the C face outside. We don't know where is C, but both the neighbors of C face outside. Probably C cannot be sitting here because one neighbor is facing center. C cannot be facing here because one neighbor is facing center. Student, tell me why I am not taking C here, you know? Because both the neighbors of C face outside. If C is here, one neighbor is facing center. If C is here, one neighbor is facing center. If C is here, one neighbor is facing center. Which means either of these two places C has to be taken. C, both the neighbors outside. C, both the neighbors outside. Which means these two places are put aside, for one for C, another for D. Student, we are discussing one of the best question in circular setting. You must show integrity. Please, come on, look at this. You get it, you get it. Come on, next. Then, what is the next information? A is not an immediate neighbor of H. A is not an immediate neighbor of H. A cannot be taken here. A is not an immediate neighbor of H. How many chances do we have for A? There are two chances for A. Wait for some time. Wait for some time. Okay, next. What is the next information? The immediate neighbors of A face opposite directions. The immediate neighbors of A face opposite directions. If one is center, another one is outer. But where is A, man? Where is A? Wait, all confusion, nothing is confirming. Let us wait for some time. Come on. Both the immediate neighbors of D face the same direction as that of F. No. Then A face the same direction as that of B. A face the same direction as that of B. Oh my God. Then how to approach? Both the immediate neighbors of D face the same direction as that of F. But I don't know where F is to be taken. A faces the same direction as that of B. Okay. Students, first, now we caught in confusion, now we have to come out of that. See how beautiful the topic is. Student, are you getting a little confusion? No. I'm actually trying to teach you one of the best level. You please understand. If there is any confusion, we discuss there, no problem. Here we go. Let me confirm C over here. Therefore, D. Let me confirm, just listen. Both the immediate neighbors of C face outside. Both the immediate neighbors of C face outside. Both the immediate neighbors of C face outside. Okay? So, D also face outside. Tell me. E second left of D. E second left of D. Therefore, this is E. E second left of D. Okay, this is called left. The only chance for A is this, because A cannot be taken there. Then both the neighbors of A face opposite directions. See. Both the neighbors of A face opposite directions. One neighbor center, other neighbor must be outer. Tell me student, anybody left in the process? Of course G. C neighbors are outer facing, yes, we understood. Both the neighbors of A face outside, opposite direction, we get it. E second left of D, we get it. The remaining two conditions, let us see whether we can fill it or not. Yeah, please look at this. Both the immediate neighbors of D face the same direction as that of F. What is F? Outer facing. So neighbors of D also face outer facing. Okay. Then what is the last information? A faces same direction as that of B, because B is center facing, A also center facing. Yeah, this is the beauty of the question. Don't confuse, man. Please don't confuse. Don't confuse. Tell me how many persons are facing center as per the given arrangement. How many persons? 1, 2, 3. Therefore, for this question, your answer is 3. What? Did you feel the heat, man? Did you feel the heat? Do you understand how complicated the questions can be? How complicated the questions can be? Yes, questions can be complicated. Yeah, I understand that questions can be complicated, but we should come out of that. Questions can be complicated, but we should come out of that. That is our speciality. That is the reason why we are discussing this topic. Please, come on man, we discuss once again. Let us see why we can't discuss this question. You question yourself, why can't you do this question? When the people are able to handle this question, why we cannot do this? Tell me why. We can. The only thing is, we should be a little more confident. Student, first you tell me. Center facing, outer facing. There are two important facings. See, clockwise direction is taken left, for outer it is right. Anti-clockwise direction, for center it is right, for outer it is left. Just put it in mind. From that we can go ahead. Tell me student, so see how we are actually discussing this question. Tell me how actually we are dealing this question. A, B, C, D, H are sitting around a circular table at equidistance but not necessarily in the same order. Some of them are facing centers while some of them are facing outside. Okay. B is sitting third to the left of H. H is facing towards the center. H is facing towards the center. That is given by the examiner. B is sitting third to the left of H. I think to this level you are able to get the point. Student, when the questions become little more complicated, we should focus more. That is our specialty, you know. Look at the next one. Then, the complication starts coming here. F is sitting second to the right of B. Yeah, complications start coming from there. The position of F depends on B. Unfortunately, we don't know where B is sitting. We don't know where B is sitting. There is the complication. So what I said, we have to take a chance. This is the time we have to take a chance. So obviously, because by default, what I do, you know, I will be taking B center facing. You do one thing. You please take a screenshot of the question. You do one thing. After completion of the class, you take B outside. Then do the same question. Then you see where the question is getting wrong. You see, we have to learn something of our own. That is very important. Yeah. When B is taking to the center, tell me student, F is sitting second to the right of B. F is sitting second to the right of B. Second to the right. Center facing B, center facing. Then, come on. D is not an immediate neighbor of B or H. D, not here, not here, not there. Therefore, either of these two places should be kept for D. You understand that? Either this or this. I am not taking the chance again because already I am on chance. Then, both the immediate neighbors of C face outside. See, both the immediate neighbors of C face outside. You understand? Come. C not. C cannot be taken this position because one neighbor is center. C cannot sit here because one neighbor is facing center. C cannot this position because one center is facing center. Therefore, either of these two places should be put aside for C. If this is D, that is C. If this is C, that is D. What I did? I took a chance because anyway only these two places should be given for CD, no? As it is my habit, C's neighbors face outside. C neighbors face outside. See? C both the neighbors face outside. Therefore, D is also facing outside. Come. E is sitting second to the left of D. E is sitting second to the left of D. Oh. Is this left or this one? Why this one? Because outside. You understand that? Then, what is the next information? A is not an immediate neighbor of H. A is not an immediate neighbor of H. Therefore, this is only chance for A. Therefore, this position is given for G. What, man? Comfortable? Then what is the next information? The immediate neighbors of A face opposite directions. The immediate neighbors of A face opposite. Opposite means if one neighbor is center, another neighbor must be outer. Then, both the immediate neighbors of D face the same direction as that of F. F is outer. Both the immediate neighbors of D also face outer. Then, A faces the same direction as that of B. I know students, this kind of questions I strongly believe is not that easy for you to answer. I can understand your difficulty. I understand that. You the people are not getting the question right. I understand, my dear students. But the problem is if I don't introduce this kind of questions to you, you will not be able to learn anything of your own. I just want to make sure this kind of questions you must make a habit. But student, for your kind information, usually as far as circular setting is concerned, as far as our circular setting is concerned, by default, people are sitting in the circle, facing to the center. By default, you can take it granted, people are facing to the center only. As far as our circular setting is concerned, my dear students, if you are discussing about 4 people, you straight away take the positions like this. If there are 6 people sitting in the circle, you can take the positions like this. If 8 people are sitting, you can take like this. So, obviously, unless it is mentioned, people are facing to the center only. You see that? Yesterday we discussed many questions. In all the questions, you find that all the people are facing to the center only. Outer facing is very rare, my dear students. Outer facing is very, very rare. Therefore, please do not confuse, sir, the questions are getting difficult. Yeah, please don't under impression. It is not that questions are getting difficult. We have to prepare ourselves to that extent. Okay? Because if we prepare some difficult questions, what happens, easy questions become even easier for you. That is my plan. I hope you understand this question. But still, yeah, I understand that some of you are having some issues. You are unable to get the point. I understand that. Yeah. Many of you are saying in positive way, but still some of you are mentioning some issues. You want to convey some issues to me. I can understand that. Because when we are going to the complicated ones, some people definitely feel a little bit of difficulty. It's quite natural. But there is a solution for that. I will definitely show you the solution. Okay. No problem, students. So with this, we come to an end of our session, and tomorrow we will be meeting tomorrow at 9 o'clock with a new concept, comparison. With that, we are going to come to an end of analytical reasoning. So this is what we call is analytical reasoning, one of the most sought out topic in competitive exams. You find it little difficult, Easy questions anybody can do. When the questions are some twisty, if there is any twist in the questions, we can only do. That is the spirit that we have to show to the people. We are so talented. We have to show it to them. Okay? No worries. Just do practice. I show you the way. If there is any confusion, I will come out with a solution for sure. No doubt in it. Yes, students. So take care. So tomorrow we will be meeting at 9 o'clock. Thank you. Bye.